My mom told me a long time ago, right? Tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you exactly who you are. I didn't get that. I didn't get that. I knew the cats that I was rolling with, I knew they were bad. I knew it. But it's what I wanted. One of the things that I wanted was to be part of something. I did not want to walk around with books. I don't think I stopped, like, literally, I stopped playing with school. I think it was like, I don't know, I started getting high at 9, so I stopped school about 11, 12 o'clock. Everything was a blur. I stopped going to school. My first kid came when I was 13. My daughter's 31 years old, my oldest, right? And everything was a blur from there on. One of the great things that God has allowed me to do, right? And I mention God because, and I tell you, and this is just me, I respect all religions, man. Me personally, I don't go into a church. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I have my belief. I respect everybody else's, so I have my own. But I know that the reason why I'm here isn't because of me. It's not because of me. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm not. With everything that I've been through in life, I caught a beat down. Right? I robbed this dude. I caught him on a Friday night. And he had just finished selling, and he had a certain amount left, and I knew he had money. I caught this dude about 3 in the morning. I tell you, man, what goes around comes around, because I was coming out of this, I come downstairs from my house, and I go in the store downstairs. As I'm coming out the store, who's coming in? Him and 2 of his boys. I got real personal with a pair of Timberlands. The dude done kicked me. They kicked me in my face. They shut my eyes. I got 3 broken ribs, one of which hasn't even healed because it's just floating. I caught a real bad beating. Did that stop me? Nah. I was able to bounce back, and that was like a notch talking about, yo, y'all ain't did nothing. Y'all ain't do nothing. School doesn't make it any easier, man. I know some of y'all hit them books real hard, man. You got to remember one thing. Whatever education you get, whatever field you choose, that's for you. That's for, there ain't no jobs. Parents are losing jobs, right? I can't even get a kid a job. There's no money. The programs are costing an arm and a leg. A lot of programs don't even want to touch certain kids because they are bad. There is no such thing as a bad kid, maybe misguided. And automatically they want to blame the parents. I tell you what, another blessing, when I got myself together, God allowed me, right? And I tell you because I love my kids. We stay in touch, right? But I was able to, in January of 2005, I received a phone call, right, that I had 24 hours to come down and get my 3 youngest kids. And I went down there, and I tell you, raising daughters is not nice, nothing but, you know, personal girls, but y'all ain't that nice, man. My daughters, I tell you, they put me through the ringer. She's not one of them, the only one I got left at home, she's 17. She went from, I don't think they even had grades. That's how bad she was. She's a junior in high school now. She's working on child development. We're working on getting her into Salem State College when she graduates. One of the good things about my job and my position is I'm able to meet so many people, right? Not only politicians, but people throughout, you know, throughout Lynn and outside of Lynn. She's on her way. She's a great kid. She went from, God knows, no grade to A-. Like, she had an F last semester, right, in one of her classes. And I'm always like, listen, you come on now. You gotta do something here. Daddy need a house, yo. Y'all gotta give me something back. I need a house. The girl got an A- this semester, right? I'm real proud. That stuff ain't for me. I got my GED at 35. You know how hard it is trying to learn fractions? Listen, listen. Huh, Rich? They gave me these problems. I went to take the test. And I tell you, my teacher didn't give up. God bless us. I love that teacher because she refused, right, not to let me give. I was quitting every day. And I tell you, one of the hardest things from being a shot caller, right, And that doesn't make me bad, huh?
Explain to us what a shot caller is.
Shot caller? Shot caller is the one that says, yo, take care of that. Whether it be shooting somebody, whether it's robbing somebody, whether it's shutting down a spot. Shutting down a spot means closing down business. And I'm only joking. And that's okay because you don't know, right? Listen, I talk to some people, right? And I tell you, sometimes I forget words. Like my kids teach me. My kids school me. Listen, what's the latest words out? Because like I don't want to be like, you know, I gotta look cool. Like I gotta know what I'm talking about, right? I sit in that classroom every single day. You know how I got to school? Now mind you, I'm trying to still act cool at 44. I can still dress the part. I tell people, some people will ask me like, how old are you? I'll be like, I'm 30. No, I'm just like, I'm 44. They're like, whoa. I used to ride the yellow school bus with little kids going to preschool. Because that's where I took my GED. Every day I'd be at that bus stop. There'd be a bunch of little kids. The mothers, and in the beginning it was embarrassing. But I knew that at the end of all that, I was gonna get that diploma. I was gonna get that diploma. I graduated second in my class. Algebra, geometry became a way of life, man. I was like this. Of course, multiplications, I still don't know. I don't know how y'all do it, man. 9 times 7, yeah. Huh?
63.
See, I'm lousy at that, man. One of the most important things, right, was getting that diploma, and I got it. And I still got a picture in my living room. I got a large picture in my living room of me wearing all my colors. I got the choke, I got the shirt, I got the hat, I got the look, I got the face, I got the game. I was off the streets, I was working, but I was still wearing my colors, man. It's a picture with my baby brother that came out to see me after so many years, man. At the time, he was a cop. He came out to visit, we got a picture together, and I'm throwing gang signs up. I sit back in my living room at times and I look at that picture and say to myself, wow, where would I have been if I was still playing the game? Because I tell you what, that's what it is. Ain't nothing but a game. You go representing somebody that, you know what I'm saying, half the time you don't even know who they are. You're selling drugs for somebody else, you're making somebody else rich. I buy you a pair of $200 Jordans, I got you. Your parents can't afford to buy you a pair of sneakers, I give you $200 until you go get them. Your parents out the picture, you're mine. Whatever don't matter what they say, you're mine. I own you. You're gonna do what I say, and if you don't, your parents gonna pay, not you. A lot of kids say, yo, my parents ain't got nothing to do with this. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. My mother was not nice. My mother was like 5'2". My mother was a little bitty, but I tell you, she hit like a 7-footer. She like about this big. And then she come, right? My mom came from DR, right? I mean, from DR, and I tell you that they brought that old whoopings from back there. See, my man know what I'm talking about. He's slouching over there. He laughing. He know exactly what I'm talking about. And I tell you that when Mom said, don't move, it was coming. And I always got it. Because I'm telling you, I just told you that my brothers all became successful, except me. But I tell you what, when it came down to her last breath, and I tell you, and it's not to get nobody sad, my mother died in my lap, and I watched my father die while I was holding his hand throughout my street activity, right? Her last breath and her last wish was for me to get my life together and be a father to my kids. I'm a father to my kids today. I'm a father to a whole lot of kids. There ain't a corner or a block in Lynn that I won't walk that somebody don't know me. And it's not because of like, yo, he's bad. Nah, I ain't bad. I ain't bad. I just have passion for what it is that I do, whether I get paid or not. My hours are endless. I leave my house at 8, sometimes I don't lay down till 1.